Hello everybody, it's Juliet here. Welcome and happy Friday. Today a little backstory. I made this necklace in 2023. I haven't actually finished it because I was not sure what I wanted to do with the end of it, but anyway, I was kind of thinking, well, maybe I'll write a book, and then I kind of decided, no, I'm not going to do that because it's such a big gamble. And like, I don't know if many people are really buying books and it's a heck of a lot of work. So anyway, I was looking for something to do for you guys for today and digging through my, pile of stuff. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to learn this bezel, which is very simple and very elegant. And so some of you who've been around for a while may recognize this bit, which was a bracelet tutorial. It was originally like a purple color, but I think I've sold that one. But anyway, so it was called the Lacy Cuff, and that was from 6 years ago. So I will, if you're interested, I'll put the link for the Lacy Cuff down below, okay, if you want to see that tutorial. It's a really fun one. It uses hubble stitch. And anyway, so that's what this bit of the necklace is right here. But we're going to learn this bezel today. And so it uses a 18 by 25 millimeter oval. Sorry, not an oval, an 18 by 25 millimeter pear or teardrop shape. Okay, so I'm going to be using this carnelian. This one was blue goldstone. You can kind of see the sparkles there. And what I like about it is that the back is, a nice, like, kind of peyote finish on it. And anyway, I think it will work with a crystal. Believe it or not, you guys, I'm going to show you something really quickly. So this drawer right here in my desk is all crystals. This entire drawer is stuffed full of millions of crystals, okay? Do I have a single 18 by 25 pear shape? No, I do not. So, so I cannot actually tell you if it'll work, but I am pretty sure that it would work with an 18 by 25 pear-shaped crystal, okay? I mean, isn't it incredible that we can have so many beads and like never the right one? Anyway, okay, so the first thing you're gonna need for this are some 3mm Czech fire polish beads, okay? And so I've decided, I have no idea where I got these. They've been in my stash. They're really cool though. They've kind of like splattered, but metallic splatter. So that is what I am going to use. I have so many different colors of shades of red. I had burnt umber, but I felt like I wanted a little bit of contrast on the outside because here on this one, you see I have an AB just to give a little bit of outside contrast. You want it to kind of blend so that the points stand out, but you don't want to detract from the middle too much, okay? So you want something that kind of goes with the middle. Anyway, so I thought I would use these, and you're going to need 24, I believe. And then I thought, oh, okay, well, this kind of looks silver, so maybe I'll use some silver. Okay, but then I was like, ooh, because can you see how this is kind of a little bit of color theory here. The silver is like too yellow for it, okay? And it was just too tony for it. So I pulled in, instead of 1051, I pulled in 1062. Do you see how that blends so much better and looks so much better with it? And then I thought, okay, I'm going to use this other metallic for this central part, right? And I thought, okay, that kind of works. But on this one, I actually used, for these ones, I used Preciosa, the Czech Preciosa 11Os, which are slightly smaller than Miyuki. So I was like, I'm going to look and see what I have. So I have a billion colors of these, okay? And I found this just brown. I think it's just called brown. Yeah, brown, opaque brown, okay? I got this from Fire Mountain. And I thought, you know what? Actually, this kind of detracts from this. So this is more toned down. So I'm going to use the brown. So these are the colors that I've settled on. So it's not always, the whole point of my little chat here is to tell you it's not always, don't always go with the most obvious thing. Like, test out and try some different things to try and find the colors that work for you. Okay. And then, sorry. For the necklace, I'm not going to do this bit. I'm probably just going to string something. I have these really cool, super long carnelian drops that I got like years ago. I got those from Fire Mountain as well. I got 6 of them. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to do something and have those hanging down at the side, probably. So that's my plan. Anyway, so for your actual bezel today, though, this is all you need. So you need your 3mm fire polish. You need some kind of 11O in a contrasting color, which is going to be these that kind of look like prongs, okay? And then you're going to need like a blending in color. And I would, you may have to adjust if you're not using the Preciosa seed beads. You may need to adjust your count slightly because they are, like I said, they are smaller. So you may need to leave one out. So instead of using 7, say you're using Toho or something, you may need to use 6 in between the points, okay? All right, so let me get set up and we'll get started. Okay, so I just also wanted to show you everything that I design, I write it down. So here is my little book that has all the instructions, so very handy for me when I have to go back and try and remember how I made something. I'm using some Dragonthread and smoke today. You can use Fireline or whatever. I'm using just a dark color so that if there's a little gap in between, you know, on the front, it's not gonna be obvious. Your eye will be drawn to the stone instead. And you do need 24 of your fire polish beads, 24 3mm, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up 24 of our fire polish beads, and I would recommend doing that in groups of 6, so 4 groups of 6. So leave yourself, and I'm just using a wingspan of thread today. I'm leaving my 4-inch tail, which is 2 needle lengths, okay? And go ahead and pick up the 24. Okay, so once you have your 24, go back and just double check that they are all there, because it's so easy to miscount, okay? And then you're going to pass through the first 4. Remember to leave that tail for the end, okay? We're not tying any knots here, okay? So you're just going to go through the first 4 beads and pull into a circle, okay? So, and just kind of hold on to that tail to keep it nice and tight, okay? So now we're going to pick up 5 of our accent bead, whatever color you're using. So that's your metallic bead that you want to be on your kind of bezel, okay? The points of your bezel. So you're going to pick up 5 of those. You're going to go through the same fire polish. So I'm coming out the top here. I'm going to go through that one plus 4 more. So I'm going through 5 in total. Okay, so I'm going through the one that I came out of plus 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you're gonna pull that, and it's going to make a little loop like this going around that one fire polish bead that we went into again. Okay. We're going to repeat that, so we're going to pick up another 5. So pick up 5 again. You're going to go through the same one, but this time you're going to go through 6 beads. So you're going to go through the one that you came out of, plus 5 more. So the one that you came out of, see I'm coming out right here, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going through 6 in total. We're going to repeat, pick up 5 more. Okay. You're going to go through the one that you're coming out of, plus again 5 more. So 6 in total. Okay, so the one that you're coming out of, plus 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 altogether. You're going to again pick up 5 of our seed beads, and we're going to go through the same bead plus 4. Okay, so you're going through 5 in total, so the same one plus 4. You're going to pick up 5 again, and you're going to go through the same bead plus 3. Okay, see how, so I'm going through the same bead that I was coming out of plus 3. So you should now have this. Okay, so I'm coming out here on the right, okay? This is the point of my bezel, the top of my bezel right here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up 7 of our Preciosa seed beads here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's 7. Okay, so once you've got your 7 seed beads, you're going to look at where you're coming out. So I'm coming out here, going in this direction. I'm going to go backwards through the point behind me, okay? So I'm switching direction here. So I was coming out going to the left, and I am now coming out here and going through here, okay? So we've kind of come out one side and then backed through the point behind us. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to continue picking up 7. So pick up 7 more. And you're just going to go through the middle one on the next point. Okay. So we're kind of building like our cage. Okay. So this is where, if you're using a different brand of seed bead, you may need to jig your numbers a little bit. You are going to need 7 up here, but here you could change to 6 if needed. Okay, if it ends up being too loose, just do 6. Okay, again, 7 into the next point, and you're just going to do it the whole way around the bezel. Okay, another 7 here. Into the next point. Again, 7. Into the next point. Okay. Here, when you've got to your last point, you're going to pick up 4 and you're going to enter into the 3rd bead from the fire polish at the top. So 1, 2, 3, you're going to go into that 3rd bead. Okay, so you're skipping 2 and you're going into the 3rd bead. Then you're going to pick up 2 and you're going to enter into the same fire polish that the beads started coming out from. Okay, so there we go. There is the front of our bezel. You can try it on your see how it looks. See. Okay, so it's really pretty. So what I'm gonna do, what I would say is do the back, and then you can go back and reinforce the front. Okay, so don't worry about reinforcing yet. Let's do the back first, and then we can go back and reinforce the front area. So right here, it's a little bit funky looking, but yeah, I'll get it. The back kind of pulls it down a little bit, which is why you don't want to reinforce yet. Okay. All right. So you should be coming out from the top of your bezel right here. Okay. So you're going to pick up 3 of your 11 O's, and sorry, before you do that, you're going to move forward through the next fire polish bead. Okay, so don't come out from the point, come out from the second one. You're going to pick up 3 of those 11 O's. Oops. And you're going to enter into the same fire polish plus the next fire polish. So the one that you're coming out of, you're going to enter into that one plus the next one. Like this. Okay. You're going to pick up 3 again. Sorry, you're going to pick up 2. You're going to enter into the last fire polish, sorry, the last 11O plus that's next to the fire polish that you're coming out from, plus the fire polish you're coming out from, okay, and plus the next fire polish. And if you want, you can go ahead and put your stone in while you're doing this, just to kind of help a little bit with your tension and so forth. Okay, so you're going to pick up 2. You're going down the previous 11O through the same fire polish you're coming out of, plus the next one, okay? And these will all be back here, okay? So you're just going to continue doing that, picking up 2, go through that last 11, through your fire polish, and through the next one. Okay, so I'm not gonna make you watch me doing this all the way around, but go ahead, go all the way around till you get up to the top, and I'll show you what to do at the top. Okay, so I am coming up towards the end, which is, you'll know you're getting there because that's where your tail is coming out, okay? So I'm just adding my last 2 here at the top. And just go ahead and pass through the fire polish at the top, okay? Pop in your stone if you happened to take it out, like I took mine out because it was just going to be easier, okay? And then where you're coming out from the top here, you're going to move up through the first 2 beads on the group of 3 going over the next fire polish, okay? So that's the top fire polish. Here's the group of 3. I'm just going to go through the first 2 beads, and then we're going to just add 1 in between each of the middle beads of the groups of 3. So we're just going to start a peyote ring here, okay? So just add, we'll pick up 1 and then go through of the group of 3 that middle one, okay? And you're going to do that all the way around, and it's going to start to close in. And guys, I'm really sorry, I've been sick, so my brain has not been working. You're going to need some 15Os as well. So I just grabbed these. I don't have a lot of colors of 15Os. My 15O collection is very small. So this is what I grabbed, just kind of 1521. I think it's a lustered one. I don't even know the color. So anyway, you are going to need some 15Os, as you can see on the back, and I apologize for leaving that off at the beginning, but it wasn't written on my instructions and it just never occurred to me. Okay, so grab yourself some 15Os as well. Okay, so go ahead, pick up your 1 and go all the way around until you get back to here, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next, okay? Okay, so when you get back up to the point, which you'll know which one is the point, because that's the one that has your tail coming out, okay? And you have peyoted your last one here, you're just going to do 1 in between right here. So just add that 1 bead just like you normally would, where that gap is, and hop straight over into that bead on the, so you're skipping 1, 2, and you're going into the 3rd bead, and then you're going to step up into the 4th bead. Okay, so skip over the one on this side, the one on this side, and go through 2. Okay, so that is now like this, and you'll notice it's a bit loose. That's okay. Your stone will probably not fall out at this point, but it may twist around, but we will, when we're reinforcing and everything, it'll all tighten in more, okay? Okay, so now we have to do a round of 15O peyote, and you can easily just put 1 in between each bead that is sticking out. So I'm coming out this one here that's sticking out. You're going to skip over this lower down one, and you're going to go into the next one and add a 15O in that gap right there. And make sure that when you're doing this, you are kind of pulling inwards to just help tighten it all up, okay? So kind of on this round, start to pull inwards. It's not going to be super duper tight, but it'll be tighter than it was, okay? So Just go ahead, add one in between every gap. And then your bezel is actually finished when you've done that, but you're gonna wanna go back and reinforce the front, okay? So I'm gonna finish this and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so when you get back up to the top, it should be fairly straightforward. You're just gonna add that last one, and I'm just stepping up into the 15-0 that I started that round with, and I'm gonna give it all a tug. Now, what I would recommend is that you go around and reinforce this inside layer, and then we're going to go around and just reinforce your front, and that will help stabilize everything. I highly recommend using the Preciosa for this because it does get a little crowded back here. If you're a Toho fan, Tohos are so much bigger and you may struggle to fit everything in. You may need to do the second layer as a 15-0 and then do a layer of 15-0s. If you want, you can do another layer of 15-0s here if you feel like you need to do that to get yours to sit nicely. And one thing you can do if you're circling is just skip across between these two central 15-0s to pull them in when you're doing your reinforcing round, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna do some reinforcing, but that is the basis of the bezel, so I will come back shortly and see you in a minute. But I want to just reinforce my little points first. So I'm just going up and down. I'm not circling the way we did before where we circled around, you know, we went through, and I'm just skipping over that bead where the point is, and I'm just going up to, down to, so I'm going up to, I'm skipping the point, and then I'm going down to, okay, like this, and then I'm going to carry on, and then I'm going to go again, and I'm going to include the point. So that'll help reinforce all of this outside edge here, and you know, I am pulling in, making sure that these fire polish beads are nice and tight together, okay? But it's really going to be when you're pulling in on these beads that it makes a big difference, okay? So I'm going to continue on. Okay, so what I'm doing now is before I run around the whole center section, I am doing a pass where I am going down through the triangle, backwards through the fire polish, up through the triangle, and then I'm moving forward to the next triangle. So I'm doing that all the way around the middle section, okay, and pulling all of that tight, and that's really tightening things up. And then I'll do one where I just go around here. And don't forget to, when you're doing your initial passing over, don't forget to go over this little triangle and skip this one right here, okay? Okay, so I think I'm finished reinforcing. So it's a little weird, like, even though I used the same beads, the same type of beads in this one and this one is a lot looser, was a lot looser. On the back of this one, I only had to do what I showed you, and it's, you know, pretty tight and doesn't move around. On this one, it's still a little bit loose, and I don't know if it's a difference in the stone shape, size. I don't know if it's a slight difference in the size of the Preciosa beads. So if yours is a little loose like mine was, just do another round of 15-0s, and then I did one more round where I joined the peaks here with one, and then I just added every other one here, And when I got down here, what I did, instead of going all the way down and all the way back up, I kind of cut through right here to pull it inwards. I cut through right here, I cut through right here. So when you're going around the sharp curve, just skip these ones down here and just enter one every other one. And that seemed to pull it in enough that it feels good and safe to me. Okay, so if you're struggling with your tension, do one more round of 15 O's and then do another. Start right at the top, just add one, and then pass down. Okay, and then add one, pass down, add one, pass down, add one, and then you can start skipping where those gaps are. Okay, and that should get it all nice and good for you. Anyway, so that is our bezel. I will, I mean, it's actually really quick and easy. I like the way it looks. So I'm curious how you would use this on a necklace. You know, how are you going to finish it? I have to figure out how I'm going to finish this one. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week. Take care for now. Bye.